Got a quarter?
Due to the graphic nature of the following program, viewer discretion is advised.
Can you get a license?
I have a license, Your Honor. Does expire till September 9th of 2019.
When did you get it?
I was issued this 11/20/2015.
Well, your license was suspended because somebody has a judgment against you for some kind of accident or something. So your license is truly suspended according to the computer readout I have. So even though you have the physical license, you're suspended.
I am not, because I actually did everything that I needed to do
You paid
under
off
my
this-
control. Yes.
Did you pay off the judgment against you?
I paid off two
Really?
judgments.
All
against
right,
me.
all right. Do you have a tip sheet showing she's valid?
I have one, Your Honor, it does not show valid. I'm going to try to check real quick, but
Nah, well, let's do this.
I actually got a
Do me a
letter
favor, give her-
in the mail from the BMV. Everything was taken care of except for one thing,
Will you
and I
take the
have a
gum out?
receipt
Will you take the
for
gum
that.
out of your mouth, please?
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
Sorry about
You remember
that.
kindergarten?
I remember a lot. I do remember.
She's
I went to
little
Rocky
Kenny.
River Elementary in kindergarten.
Little teacher told you don't chew gum in public.
Band too.
Okay, Mr. Prosecutor, what you want to do with this today?
speak to the defendant just for a moment, Your Honor. She does have valid insurance today.
Good.
Your Honor's resolution.
Thank you.
The defendant has possibly just one item to clarify her license, which does have valid insurance. And so in exchange for plead no contest to the A charge in the case ending in 344, the city will not balance the charges and ask them to pass for sentencing.
Are you suspending the case that ends in 269?
Yes, that's
All
correct.
right, not only that,
Yes,
not only the B count,
that's
on
correct.
the other one, how do you plead to the A count?
No contest.
No contest plea is accepted.
Can I tell the courts one thing?
Sure.
I'm under a lot of pressure right now. My 16-year-old son had a heart attack November 25th due to an anomaly that he has on his heart, so he does have to get heart surgery. I am raising currently 4 bright children. I have an 18-year-old that's in college, sophomore, YSU. My 16-year-old son actually has 2 years of early college under his belt, but for some reason this happened to him. He is an athlete. He plays basketball. And he serves for our community. He does a lot of things. So I want the court to know that, you know, I have a newly found life now. My son is handicapped. He was 50 minutes without oxygen, so he has extensive brain damage. So I just wanted the courts to know that and to be as lenient as possible, and please show me some empathy.
Okay, thank you. Sorry to hear about the 16-year-old son having a heart attack. That's sad. And you want to come back with your driver's license straightened out. How long is that going to take?
It's already paid for, it's just not showing up in the computer. I actually spent $2,862 to get this all situated. I really, I don't have a lot of time, in my day because I have to take care of my newly handicapped son. So I wanted to take care of everything.
Do you work?
So I could show up. I do not. I have to take care of him.
All right, let's bring you back on the 13th at 11 a.m. for sentencing, and hopefully the computer will show us cleared up by then. Thank you. Good morning. I'm doing great. How are you?
And he's being represented by the public defender, Your Honor.
Is he?
Yes, sir.
Oh, you owe me a report.
Got that.
You have it?
Got that.
That's your driver's license and your insurance. Did you do the report?
That's the report right here. I'm done, completed it.
What's the report?
My driver license, I ain't never even thought that I'd get my driver license back. I owed it so much money. I
But
paid
weren't you supposed to
$800.
do a book report for me about Birmingham?
I don't know nothing about that. What is...
Do you remember you and I talking about, what's your name? What's your name?
Jeff Mason?
You remember you and I talking about letter from a Birmingham jail?
I know, I think it was like Martin Luther King or something.
Yeah, Martin Luther King.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about the Birmingham.
I don't know nothing about birth of no babies.
I know it was
Who
Martin
said
Luther
that?
Martin Luther King or something like, something what happened while he
But
was...
I asked you to do a report, a book report about Martin Luther
I don't
King.
remember that. I remember it was something about Martin Luther King.
Mr.
though.
Public Defender, is this your client?
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
Does your note reflect that I asked him to do a book report?
We just did an intake interview with him on a little bit ago, but I don't believe we've had a court date since we've done an intake with him. So I don't have
Okay,
anything
Mr.
to-
Prosecutor, do your notes reflect that?
They do not.
They do not. My notes say Mr. Mason has 12 priors. This is his 13th, his unlucky 13. So I wanted you to come back and tell me about Martin Luther King and the letter from the Birmingham jail. And you don't know nothing about it.
I remember it was something about Martin Luther King.
You remember something about Martin Luther
Yeah.
King. Does anybody know anything about the letter from the Birmingham jail Martin Luther King wrote? See, you had a chance to school all these people, and you didn't take me serious. But
Nah, I didn't
how
know-
much
I
did
didn't-
it cost to get your license?
$800, and I had to pay $200 for just for liability for insurance.
Okay, well you kind of a liable person, liable to do something else.
No, that's man. It took so much to get him back though. but
So
I
what
got
do
him.
you know about Martin Luther King?
He stood up for us, I guess.
You
Not
guess,
really too much.
you guess, not too much. You know about his I Had a Dream speech? Yeah.
Not.
Yeah,
yes. Yes.
All right. Martin Luther King got arrested in Birmingham, Alabama, about 50 years ago.
I wasn't even born.
I know that. I know that. I can look at you and tell you're not much older than dirt. What did he get charged with when he got arrested? What do you think he got charged with? I know you don't know.
Nah, I do remember that when you were saying something about he was in the back seat and he got charged with driving in suspension.
But he
He
remembers.
wasn't driving though, I don't think.
What did he get charged with when he got arrested in Birmingham, Alabama? Somebody tell me. This young man knows. What did he get charged with? Yes. Driving without a license.
But didn't you say,
now
he
what-
wasn't
what-
driving though?
What? Well, you remember that.
No,
What was
yeah,
he
yeah, I remember
when he
saying
was
he wasn't
on
driving.
TV? Where did they have when they were arresting him? Where was he sitting when he got arrested? In the back seat. How do you know that?
I was here last week.
Oh, you were here. So you heard the story.
But last week, I wasn't here last
But
week.
you were here.
I wasn't here last
Oh, I was telling somebody else last
week. Yeah,
week.
because I wasn't here last week.
He's in the back seat of the car, so he got arrested. They took him to jail, Mr. Mason. What did he do in jail?
I guess set in jail?
He wrote a letter about all the injustices in America. And I asked you to look it up and write a report about it. But you didn't do it. So should I send you to jail because you didn't do it?
Not that I had to come back with my license.
You had to come back with my report. You didn't do it.
I know nothing about
All right. 13 priors. Mr. Prosecutor,
Yes, Your Honor.
he's valid today. What you want to do with him?
Your Honor, the city will move to amend the charge to a 43501, no operator's license.
Okay, what about the points, no points?
Motion to amend is granted. Motion to withdraw previously entered plea is granted. Mr. Public Defender, is this your client?
Yes, he is, Your Honor.
Mr. Mason, you're aware you're giving up your constitutional rights today by entering this plea?
Yes.
You're making a voluntary plea of what?
No contest.
No contest plea is accepted. Your attorney advised you of your rights.
I hadn't had the opportunity to do so yet, Your Honor.
You haven't. I thought you said he came to your office last week.
I wasn't the one to speak with him. He just did a regular intake interview, Your Honor.
All right. Do you know what constitutional rights you're giving up?
Yeah, my rights.
What are your rights, your constitutional rights? Do you have any idea what your rights are?
Partial, I guess. Like, not really, though. But I know it's my rights. Like,
What
as
are your
far as-
rights?
Yeah, well, like, as far as jail time and everything that you're going against and all that.
And all that. What would Johnny Cochran say about you? You know who Johnny Cochran was? Don't know Johnny Cochran. You know who Thurgood Marshall was?
Who?
Thurgood Marshall.
Nope.
Nope.
No.
You don't know anything about Brown versus Board of Education?
Who?
Who?
I mean, what was that?
The young lady who was,
No, I don't know.
I should say the plaintiff in Brown versus Board of Education died 2 days ago. You didn't see that on the news, did you?
No, I don't have
Do you know what Brown versus Board of Education was about? No. Does anybody in here know about Brown?
Could you tell us?
Well, I'm gonna get to that. Does anybody know? There was a case, Plessy v. Ferguson and Dred Scott. 2 cases where the Supreme Court ruled that black people had no rights, weren't citizens. Thurgood Marshall was an attorney who was a civil rights attorney for the NAACP. He argued a discrimination case, asking the court if separate but equal was the rule in the land, was this young lady getting an equal education opportunity? What state was it, Mr. Prosecutor, Mr. Public Defender? Do you remember?
I want to say either Alabama or Kansas, but I'm not certain.
Do you remember?
Kansas, Your Honor.
Kansas. And needless to say, there were segregated schools. One school was much more qualified. A bunch of teachers who had PhDs. There were some teachers at Miss Brown's school that didn't even have college degrees. And the Supreme Court ruled that separate but equal was no longer valid. They reversed Plessy, they reversed Dred Scott, and now you can go to any school you want. You don't have to ride in the back of the bus anymore or the train. You have certain rights. But the constitutional rights we started talking about were your right to remain silent if you had a trial, right to call witnesses on your behalf if we had a trial, right to have a trial to the bench if you wanted to. and there's some other rights. So you're giving those rights up today. You got a little history lesson. Did you look up Brown versus Board of Education, Topeka, Kansas? Is that the city? Did you look it up yet?
No, I haven't.
Oh, he
looked
looks
it
up everything. I thought he was going to tell me Topeka. Topeka, Kansas was a city. And there were 13 total cases that made up Brown. 13. Different cases, the Supreme Court combined. And, you know, when I was about your age, if I went into the barber shop on 105 and didn't know who Thurgood Marshall was, they'd run me out the barber shop.
Oh, wow.
You know, I didn't know who Joe Louis was, they might beat me up in the barber shop. You know who Joe Louis was? So something's missing with the little history lessons around here, aren't they?
Yeah.
All right, so if you look up Joe Louis, you got a smartphone?
Nope.
Nope.
I mean, no.
Nope. Where'd you go to high school?
Sure.
Shaw. Who was Shaw? You know who your school was named after?
I have no idea.
No idea. Shaw. All right, I'm through with that lesson today. Your fine is $250. It's 13 priors. I should have made it $1,300. Look at it. Good luck. Congratulations on getting your license. Did I mark insurance?
Yes.
Did I mark insurance? I'm going to mark insurance so they don't suspend your license again.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Goodbye. Who's your attorney?
I don't got one.
Pardon me?
I don't have one.
You didn't have one when you entered the plea?
No, I think this is for a probation violation, I think.
You didn't have an attorney when you entered your plea?
I had one, but I don't know who it is.
Was it a public defender?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Public Defender, you may not have a file for Mr. Coles today, do you?
I do not have one with me, sir.
All right. He has 3 files. Did you ever get your driver's license?
No, sir.
You know why you're here today?
Yes, sir.
Why?
He said I did pee dirty. Yes.
Tested positive for cocaine in your system. That correct?
Yes, sir.
And you understood when you went on probation that a dirty test would be a probation violation.
Yes, sir. I'm in counseling now. I'm in more counseling. In NIOP. Treatment.
All right.
You put me in treatment.
I put you in treatment.
No, my probation officer did.
When did that happen?
Last week, I'll go to group 10 to 11:30. Then Wednesday, I'm supposed to go to DEC, but I had to come here from 10:30 to 11:30. I attended two times a week, Monday and Wednesday.
Do you work?
No, sir.
When's the last time you had a job?
Last year, 811 bar and lounge, dishwasher.
Okay. Do you have any felony record?
From 2007.
Okay. Well, put Mr. Cole back in the back.
I haven't seen him. I don't have any sort of a file for him. And due to the age of the cases, I may have one for the 2017 TRC case, but I don't have it in front of me at the moment.
Let's see. Oh, test positive for cocaine, February of this year. Had a dilute also. Did not go to any AA meetings.
Mad meetings. You got me 4, I'm down 2.
Okay, so you went to 2 or 4.
No, I had 4, but I done 2. I got 2 more left.
Okay, 2 or 4. Pardon? I know. Yeah. Are you in drug treatment now?
Yeah, I go to,
Yeah, he did provide me with a card for more counseling. He had an appointment March 26th that he was at. He's also indicated earlier that he was supposed to have one today, but he was in court today, so he couldn't make it.
it's 10 to, it's a Monday and Wednesday from 10 to 11:30. Now I gotta go see my counselor tomorrow at 1 o'clock,
Who's your counselor?
Miss Lynn's.
All right. So we started you in January. Okay. So February, you got a dilute.
I don't know why.
What date did you test positive for the coke?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't recall. Because every time I go to my program, they drug test me. Every time I go in the building. And I've been paying clean. And every time you send me down here, it's something always wrong. I don't know.
Well, a positive is a positive.
Right, but they got it right then and there.
What are you telling me you weren't positive?
I can't.
Are you saying you weren't positive?
I can't say that. That's what the things say. I got to go with the things say. But
Well, you tell me.
yeah,
Did you
I
have
guess.
a relapse? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
I apologize.
Now, how long have you been using?
Just that one time.
No. You've been using before then. How long have you been using?
Probably like a month.
A month? How old are you?
28.
You just started using crack this year?
Tried it. Just tried it. Just relapse. Just relapse. That's all.
So when's the first time you tried it?
I was like 17.
All right. Now, you go to your group meetings, right?
Mm-hmm.
You talk in there?
I talk every time.
Now, do you want to continue
Yes.
this treatment?
Yes.
Do you want to stop using the drugs?
Yes. Can you just give me one more chance, please?
Well, no. I don't want to give you one more chance because I'm not going to send you to jail. I want to know if you want to stop.
Yes, I do.
You know,
I need the treatment.
putting you in jail will not help you.
Right.
Keeping you in treatment will help you.
Right.
Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Now, have you ever been to somebody's funeral who OD'd?
No, sir.
You don't have any close relatives or friends that OD'd?
And my best friend OD.
Did you go to his funeral?
Yes.
I just asked you if you've ever been to somebody's funeral and you said no.
Yeah, he OD back in
How many
2002.
how many funerals have you been to for people you knew that OD'd?
Just only one, my best friend.
Only one? Were you with him when he OD'd?
No, he popped a lot of pills, and I got a phone call that next morning.
Okay. Were there a lot of people there crying and moaning? You think there'll be a lot of people there when you OD?
Yes. No, I don't want that.
Okay. How many children do you have?
I got two. One girl, she's 3, and I got a newborn. He was born on February 21st.
So you spending money getting high, but you should be using that money to go buy some diapers.
You're right.
I should put you in jail for not taking care of the baby.
I take care of my kids. That's one
When
thing.
you getting high, you spending money you could be spending on the baby, right?
Yes, sir.
And if you think you got some excess money, you could have invested that money in Facebook. Bought some stock while it was low. It's low now. You buy it when it's low and sell it when it's high. It's real low now, isn't it?
It is low.
This is the time to buy it. But you out there buying coke and crack. All right, now, I'm gonna put you back in treatment, but you are going to do a book report for me. You know who Martin Luther King was?
Yes, I do.
You ever heard of the letter from the Birmingham jail?
No, sir, bro.
Write that down for him. Letter from Birmingham jail. You ever been to Birmingham?
No, sir.
You know what state it's in?
No, sir.
Where's your family from?
West Virginia, Charleston.
Before West Virginia, where were they from?
Charleston.
No.
My grandma, my mother was born and raised in Charleston.
Okay, well, where were they from before that? Nobody landed a boat in Charleston, did they?
No.
Coming across the Atlantic. Do you have any idea where they were from before that?
No.
Okay. Is your grandmother still alive?
No.
Your mother still alive?
Yes.
Okay, say yes.
Yes, sir.
Ask your mother, where was the family from before West Virginia? Now, they were from Charleston, or were they from Logan County?
All right, Logan County. Maybe, but
Coal miners?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Say yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, you're going to do a 2-page book report on Martin Luther King's speech, the letter from Birmingham jail. Now, everybody knows about the speech about the dream, right? They say that every Martin Luther King birthday. But he gave another speech about when he got arrested in Birmingham. So look it up. I'm gonna bring you back 5:15. March, April, May. Yeah, it's 5:15. At 9:30. You know I'm giving you a break today, right?
Yes, sir.
If you test positive again, you know I'm gonna have to send you to jail.
Yes, sir.
You don't want to go to jail, do you?
No, sir.
So go to your meetings, do what you're supposed to do. I've been to too many funerals with people who've overdosed.
Right.
So, and your baby would probably like to see you at her prom, wouldn't she?
Yes, sir.
And it's not too far off.
Yes, sir.
So you got to buy her a dress, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm letting you go. Don't disappoint me.
All right.
Goodbye.
For a videotape copy of this episode, call 664-3571 with the following information on your TV screen.